Today we're testing what might be the easiest way to make keto-friendly ice cream ever. Who doesn't love ice cream? I know I did back when I weighed 260 something pounds. Since we've started keto though, back in January 2019, we've lost about 160 pounds following a ketogenic diet. And there are a lot of like keto-friendly ice creams that are on the market today, but they're expensive and they have sugar alcohols in them, which some people cannot tolerate. We tolerate them fine. But I'm just more interested to see, can I make something better at home easier than buying it? Sarah and I have made ice cream in the past with mixed results, and I just want to start off by saying, please go into this video with an open mind. I know that you guys are gonna think, ew, no, that's not gonna work. But with keto, we have to try new things. We have to be open to new possibilities. And that's what Sarah and I strive to do. We are very open to trying pretty much anything. Bread out of meat. We'll make ice cream out of cauliflower. That one did not work out. We didn't like that one very much. But this is definitely unique. So Sarah and I scroll on TikTok a lot, and everybody is raving about this food like it was just invented, but it's been around for quite some time. People are eating this food in massive quantities right now, and that food is cottage cheese. Stop. Don't leave this video yet. Don't. There are some people that do not like the thought of cottage cheese becoming ice cream, but I can see it, honestly. And in the videos that I saw, they were actually saying it tasted kind of like a cheesecake / ice cream. And that sounds absolutely delicious because I know that I used to be a fan of the Ben & Jerry's strawberry cheesecake ice cream. It has like a tanginess to it where I think that this is going to turn out. So do not leave this video. Watch this video.
Cottage cheese is dairy.
Cottage cheese is... It's trending. Like Gen Z and stuff are just discovering that this is existing now. Well, it has a lot of protein and it only has 3 grams of carbs per half cup. And I think that's really great. Like to start off with, half a cup is about the serving size that you should be eating of ice cream. So Sarah and I have been seeing a lot of content about cottage cheese being turned into ice cream. The one that really caught our eye was by @LaineyCooks, and she did like a strawberry cheesecake ice cream. She used strawberries, honey, and graham crackers in her ice cream. Sarah and I thought, what combinations would we absolutely love to see in an ice cream, a keto-friendly ice cream? So we each came up with one that we're super excited to try today. So this is supposed to be like the easiest way ever to make ice cream that tastes really good, that even an idiot could do it. And that includes us. But you know what would be even easier is just buying your food from Factor, who happens to be the sponsor of this video. Factor reached out to us a couple years ago and asked if we wanted to try their keto-friendly meals. And ever since then, we have just been loving getting Factor meals weekly to our homes. Sarah and I love going online, selecting keto, and seeing everything that they have to offer that week and selecting our favorites. So one of our favorites is the sun-dried tomato chicken. It's super delicious, the sauce is amazing. And if you guys are concerned about macros, they have all the information on the back of the box. They also have add-on options like these shakes that are really, really good, cookies, cheesecake, fat bombs, and so much more. And if you're the only person following keto in your household, well, that's okay because Factor has a variety of different menus, including keto, calorie smart, chef's favorites, and vegan and vegetarian options. As you guys know, Sarah and I do a lot of cooking on this channel, and it's a lot of work. So sometimes we just love having these meals ready for us so we can just take them out of the refrigerator and put them in the microwave for 2 minutes. So if you guys are ready to try Factor, you can use our special link in the description, and code KETO50 to get 50% off your first box. Let's get back to the ice cream. So what you're gonna be needing for this ice cream is your favorite brand of cottage cheese. We're using the Good Culture cottage cheese. We've heard really good things about this cottage cheese. Honestly, I have never tried it before, but I did see, like I said earlier, that it has 3 grams of carbs per half cup, which is really good. This has 14 grams of protein and 4% milk fat. You're gonna be needing something to blend your cottage cheese. You're gonna wanna get all those curds really emulsified. So we're gonna be using a stick immersion blender. You could also use a food processor, or you could use a NutriBullet. You're gonna be needing something to sweeten your ice cream. A lot of the people that I saw on TikTok used honey. Obviously honey is not keto friendly, so we're not gonna be using that. We've decided to go with stevia. We believe that stevia is going to give the sweetness that we wanted without changing like the texture of the cottage cheese. So if you're new to keto, you might not know this, but some sweeteners can change depending on how you cook it. Typically we use allulose. Some people like erythritol. Erythritol can have a cooling effect and almost a crunchy effect when used in baked goods and cold food. So we're gonna be just using stevia today. Some other people use monk fruit. There's so many different varieties of keto-friendly sweeteners that you can try. You have to kind of go through and try them all and see what you can and can't tolerate and what works best for you. Some people cannot tolerate sugar alcohols at all. It messes with their digestive system. So we're gonna be using stevia today. You're also gonna be needing what kind of things you want to add to your ice cream. So I decided that I wanted my base of the ice cream to be raspberries, and we're going to be adding some white chocolate chips in there by Lily's, and we're also going to be adding in some stevia, and on top I thought maybe add some macadamia nuts. So I'm going to be using frozen raspberries for my ice cream, and it's just more economical to do it this way. I'm going to be putting about a cup of these frozen raspberries into my NutriBullet. Here, first adjustment. It's not really pureeing as much as I would like. We're gonna add a touch of water in here. Water's not gonna hurt it. Just maybe a couple tablespoons to get everything kind of liquidy again. Here is our raspberry puree. It's a little frozen right now, but that's okay. We're gonna be using a sieve to kind of take all the raspberry seeds out of it. You could leave them in if you want, but I'm looking for the raspberry taste without like the texture of the raspberry seeds. So we're gonna slowly push all of the raspberry puree through the sieve. So putting it through a sieve can improve the texture of your ice cream by removing all the seeds. You might want to use this technique if you're using things like blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, or anything else with a lot of seeds in it. Next up, we're going to be sweetening our raspberry puree, and that is going to sweeten our ice cream because we're using the raspberry as like the base flavor. So I'm going to be adding in about a teaspoon of stevia, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So we have our sweetened raspberry puree concentrate off to the side. We're gonna be adding that tablespoon by tablespoon into our cottage cheese container. And the great thing about this recipe is if you have a stick blender, you can just stick your blender inside the same container and just blend it right in. We're gonna start off with like 3 tablespoons of our puree and see if we like the consistency and how sweet it is and if we can taste the raspberries. Sarah got this for her bridal shower many years ago. 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Sarah got married in 2019, and I have never used an immersion blender before. Isn't that crazy? I've always wanted one, I just never bought one. They're great for soups. Sarah's telling me to stick the blender in before I turn it on. I'm gonna try it to see if I need to add any more puree or if I need to add any more sweeteners or anything else. So it's so incredibly creamy. I am going to go in with 2 more tablespoons of the puree. I'm so impressed so far with the consistency of this cottage cheese ice cream. It really looks so much like regular ice cream. It's crazy. I'm going to be adding in 1/4 cup of Lily's white chocolate chips, stirring that in. I'm also going to be adding in about 1/4 cup of macadamia nuts and stirring that in. And then we're just going to take our lid and put it back onto the cottage cheese container. We're going to stick it in the freezer, and we're going to move on to the next flavor that Sarah's going to come up with.
So if you know me at all on our channel, you would know that I'm usually like a strawberry shortcake type of gal, but I've decided to go to the dark side, and I'm going to be picking a chocolate flavored ice cream treat today. This one's inspired by a Snickers bar. We actually tried to make Snickers here on our channel, and it was a giant fail. It's going well.
They look like turds.
Emily almost went away screaming and never came back. So maybe this is the way to accomplish a Snicker-like consistency, but for our keto lifestyle. So I have a couple more ingredients than Emily does, but the base is the same, and that's going to be our cottage cheese. So the overall flavor of my ice cream is going to be peanut butter. I'm going to be using peanut butter powder in order to flavor my cottage cheese. So the first step is going to be blending and incorporating that peanut butter powder. We're going to get it nice and smooth, and then we're going to go in and add our toppings. I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons. We're going to see how strong the peanut butter powder is because I've never really used it before, and then we're going to go in and add more if we need to. Okay, so it's pretty much incorporated. We're going to try it to see if I need to add more peanut butter powder or not.
She doesn't taste anything.
Let's go in with another tablespoon. So I'm going to be assembling my keto-friendly ice cream a little bit differently than Emily did. I'm going to go and separate half of the mixture out into another bowl, and we're going to be layering in our different flavors. So I'm not going to be mixing them all in. I want them to be like separated.
Like a Snickers.
Like a Snickers. So for the bottom half of my container, I'm going to top it with half of my chocolate chip. I used about 1 tablespoon. And then I went in with a tablespoon of my dry roasted peanuts.
Are they salted?
They are salted. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but
I think it'll make it taste good. Next.
And then I drizzled on some enlightened caramel syrup. And now we're going to complete this dish. So we're gonna put the lid back on, and we're gonna stick it in our freezer for 3 or 4 hours, and then we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna try our keto-friendly cottage cheese ice cream.
Okay, so we're down here to try our keto-friendly cottage cheese ice cream. It's been about 3 hours in the freezer. I'm hoping that's gonna be long enough. Let's unveil it. Ooh, so it's almost completely frozen.
soft serve almost
Yeah.
consistency, I would say. That's okay. I like that.
Let's give it a try. You can see here the little swirl I did on the top.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely looks like ice cream to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really liking the raspberries.
I'm getting some of that macadamia nut as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rich and creamy. It kind of reminds me of like a yogurt almost, like that tanginess in there.
I don't know if it needs the macadamia nut.
We wanted a crunchy element. You don't like the macadamia nut? I never really used macadamia nuts before, so I'm not sure if we were supposed to toast them or add them in raw. There is kind of like a raw element to them. I don't know if that would change if we toasted them in the oven or on a pan or...
But it's still really good.
Yeah.
I also kind of wish that we had melted the white chocolate.
As a swirl or something?
Yeah, like kind of did what Sarah did. I would probably have made a layer and then maybe put a little bit more of the raspberry puree and then maybe melted down the white chocolate and like left that in the center of it. Just so that you could taste it because we have the crunchy element of the macadamia nuts and then we also have the crunchy element of the white chocolate.
Right.
But it's almost like lost in it. At the end of the day, we did this so that we could try the cottage cheese hack. And it is really good. It tastes like cheesecake, but also like an ice cream. That's why that creator made like a strawberry cheesecake ice cream out of this because it has that tanginess of the cottage cheese. It's really good.
And this is 4 servings. There's a lot of protein in here.
Yeah, so this contains 4 servings. Half of a cup of this is about 3 carbs. And then I used about a cup of frozen raspberries to make the initial sauce, but I didn't end up using all of that puree. I ended up using about 5 tablespoons of puree. I have no idea how many carbs are in that, but it's not very much. The macadamia nuts probably does add some decent amount of carbs. The white chocolate chips probably add a decent amount of carbs. Honestly, I know this is crazy, but I'm almost like just leave out the macadamia nuts and the white chocolate chips.
And the white chocolate chips.
There's raspberry vanilla and a splash of lemon juice.
And that's just nice and refreshing.
It's so good by itself. It almost tastes like raspberry cheesecake. Maybe just keep it simple.
And save carbs and calories on those things. Okay, mine is up next. I'm hoping that it's going to taste like a Snickers so that we can redeem ourselves from our Snickers fiasco many months ago.
It smells like a Snickers.
I might have a slight peanut allergy. I'm not sure. We're going to find out here today.
Sarah doesn't feel good sometimes after she eats peanuts.
Yeah, sometimes. And almonds.
I smell the peanut butter. I smell the caramel sauce. It is far superior than mine. Oh, wow. This tastes like a Snickers to me.
I'm glad you like something I've made finally.
Peanut butter powder tastes really, really good. It's like a very strong flavor. And then you have like the chocolate. I'm almost wishing though it was like a chocolate sauce.
I think you'll taste them more if it was a swirl.
Right.
I don't know why, like in the chip form, it's like almost like you chew on it and you don't really taste the chocolate at all.
I felt the same way about the white chocolate. It's like I don't feel like I can taste it because it's cold, so it's not allowing it to melt so I can actually taste it.
So if you guys try this at home and you come up with some amazing flavor combinations, leave us a comment. We would love to hear about it.
And if you like this video, please consider subscribing. It's free and it really does help support our channel. We're hoping to get to 250,000 subscribers this year. And if you would like to see us attempt to make keto-friendly Twix and Snickers at home, you can click right here. It's a funny video. Yeah. And we'll see you over there. This video does make me laugh. The next video.
And cry.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.